It is freaking freezing in upstate New York. It is cold everywhere, but it is especially cold. My temperature reads 0 as of right now. So my phone, everything's been fucking up on my, when it came to my phone and my channel, my computer. So obviously nothing is able to get uploaded. I uploaded my picks video and it decided to not upload. I don't know if my phone decided. I uploaded it from my phone, so I don't know if my phone did something wonky, but it's just not there. So I'm gonna physically have to watch this upload to make sure it uploads. But it's wild card weekend, and it's nice to see the Eagles not be playing in the wild card weekend. It's great to see us to be in the first round bye and everything like that. I'm very, very excited about that. But let's get on to the wild card picks. So the first game is going to be the Titans and the Chiefs. So this game is pretty tough because the Titans defense has been playing very well as of late, but their offense is kind of staggered in the recent months. I know they had that big win last week. It's just, this is going to be a tough game to pick. I mean, the Chiefs defense, it's not as good as it was at the beginning of the year, obviously. But honestly, the Titans offense, it's looking very bad right now. I mean, no DeMarco Murray, which I think is a huge fault of that Titans offense. So you get a guy like Derrick Henry, who had a pretty rough game last week. I'm pretty sure he had a rough game last week. So Derrick Henry's going to get most of the carries this week, and he says he's fully capable of taking the load and able to run 20 to 30 rushes. Where the Titans need to succeed offensively is Marcus Mariota to Delanie Walker, I think. I think those are the two main guys that need to contribute the most in this offense, because I just don't see Derrick Henry running as much as everyone thinks that he's going to run. So I think that a big factor into into how the Titans can win against the Kansas City defense is honestly Marcus Mariota not throwing any picks and Delanie Walker having a great game. Pretty much the receivers pretty much have had average seasons. I mean, it's really hard to pick it. It's really hard to pick the Titans. I want to pick the Titans in this matchup, but I think the Chiefs are on it. I think the Chiefs are going to go. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I mean, you have Alex Smith, who has one of the best passer ratings of the year. They have some of the best extended plays, the plays that go for over 20 to 30 yards. I mean, between Alex Smith, Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, and Travis Kelce, the offense is so deadly. But at the end of the day, I would love to see the Titans win. I just don't see them going to Kansas City and beating them. So I'm going to take the Chiefs in this matchup. I'm going to take them winning 20 to. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be like 20-7. I think that the Titans are going to get an early pick to cause a turnover, and I think that honestly they're just going to shut down from then on. Honestly, on to the Panthers and the Saints. Now this is probably going to be the matchup to watch. This is the game that everyone's going to watch. Obviously, this is going to be a game that every Eagles fan's going to watch. Everyone's talking about this game. The Saints offense is just super deadly. Super deadly. I mean, coming from, you have Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, I mean, Michael Thomas. I mean, you don't even need to mention Drew Brees or Michael Thomas. You can just mention Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, and those two alone account for so much of that offense. It's just stupid. It's stupid how good Alvin Kamara has been this year. I mean, he's a third-round draft pick. The kid came out of nowhere. I love the way he's played. And it's just made Mark Ingram so much better But the Panthers defense, man, I mean, with guys like Luke Kuechly on that side, and their secondary's been playing relatively better, and their linebackers are super deadly as well. This is going to be a tough game to pick as well, honestly. And then on the other side of the ball, you have guys like Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Stewart, Greg Olsen, who I really don't know anything about his status with his foot. But when you have a guy like Cam Newton on that side who's been, like, that's the thing, both of these teams have been here. Both of these teams have been in this situation before. I think that the Panthers D needs to be given more credit than they are. And I think that people are overhyping the Saints defense. I mean, don't get me wrong, Marshawn Lattimore is having a fantastic year. He's having a fantastic year. But it's not just about him. It's everybody. This is going to be a high-scoring game, I think. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to come down to a fourth quarter. But at the end of the day, I don't want to play the Saints. As an Eagles fan, I don't want to play the Saints. The Saints are just too good to play against us. But I think the Panthers are going to come in and spoil the Saints. I think they are. I don't trust the Saints defense. So I think it's just going to be a high-scoring game. But the Panthers defense has been playing so good as of late. So I'm going to take the Panthers, and I'm going to take them winning 34-31. I think the Panthers D is going to have a good game. It's just they're just going to have to outplay. They're going to just have to stack and prepare for Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. So I'm taking the Panthers 34-31. We have the Falcons and the Rams, another game obviously that the Eagles fans are going to be watching. You have last year's MVP Matt Ryan, who has digressed so much. I think between him and Goff, I think Goff went from the worst passer rating to the best passer rating, and I think Matty Ice went from the best passer rating to the worst passer rating. I believe I saw a stat on that. But what can you say about the Falcons offense? I mean, Devontae Freeman's going to play. Tevin Coleman's going to play. You have Julio Jones, who obviously you guys know I love so much. You have Sanu. You have so many playmakers on that side of the ball. But the Rams have a really, really good defense. A very, very good defense with Aaron Donald and Tremaine Johnson. And the whole defense has been playing excellent. This is another game that's just going to be, I think it's going to be a shootout. I think that both sides of the ball are going to be going crazy with each other. But what I think is going to happen is I think that the Rams will lose. I think the Rams are going to lose, unfortunately, because of just inexperience. The Falcons, they know what a playoff experience is. And I don't think that the Rams, there are a lot of young guys on that team. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Rams offense has been stellar. Todd Gurley is a candidate for MVP this year. Todd Gurley has been a monster. Todd Gurley is one of my favorite running backs in the league to watch. He's super, super good. Robert Woods is having a great year before he got injured. Sammy Watkins has had a sort of resurgence. Cooper Kupp went from pretty much a preseason guy to one of the top wide receivers for the Rams. And Jared Goff is playing super well. So, but I think the Rams are overall better team. I think, unfortunately, with their inexperience, young head coach, young team, they're going to lose because of that. And it sucks because the Rams are good. The Rams are really, really good. And between, like I just said, the connections between Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins, and Jared Goff have been crazy. Todd Gurley's been going bananas. The guy, he's just a monster out of the backfield. You can't contain him. He's just so good. But I think it's going to be a 24-21 game. I like the Falcons in this matchup. And on to Buffalo versus Jacksonville. Now, as Buffalo being not super close, but it's close. It's close to me. It's a couple hours drive. Buffalo hasn't made it there. Buffalo hasn't been in the playoffs since, I believe I was 9. I think 1999. I think I was 8 or 9 years old. So Bills Mafia, they are going crazy. I know plenty of Bills fans. They are super, super excited. I know there's two types of Bills fans right now. There's the Bills fans that are super excited that they're in the playoffs. Then there's the Bills fans that think that they're going to go in and be a one-and-done team in the playoffs, and they're upset that they just didn't tank the season again and try to acquire. And they have all those draft picks to try to rebuild the team because a lot of their guys don't trust Tyrod Taylor. And obviously, the biggest news out is that LeSean McCoy might not play, and I think that if McCoy doesn't go, I think it's Mike Tolbert. And I think they signed a practice squad guy. I forgot his name, but it's like a really weird name. It's like Murphy. It's like Murphy James or Murphy or something like that. I swear, I saw it today, but I wasn't too. I don't really remember what it was, but it's definitely a guy that has pretty much no experience. A guy that's been having a decent last couple weeks, Deontay Thompson. I believe he's hurt. I believe he did not practice. But let's put it this way. The Bills are 6-0 when they rush for over 100 yards. So when LeSean McCoy's not in the game, that's honestly probably 80% of your rushing. And then you have Mike Tolbert for maybe the goal line carries. Then you have Tyrod for everything else, the scrambling purposes. But who knows what Jordy Matthews is going to look like, if he's even going to, who knows if he's even going to be relevant. Kelvin Benjamin has obviously digressed as a player since he got traded with the injuries and everything. So I'm not too sure I don't know what to expect out of this Buffalo team. They can either come out swinging or come out getting their ass kicked. And then you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who honestly have the best, in my opinion, defense in the league. You have two corners in A.J. Bowie and Jalen Ramsey, who, if you spike the ball, I literally saw a stat. The passer rating against them is so good that you would have a higher passer rating if you spiked the ball for all 4 downs. I'm not lying. I literally saw a stat on that. That's how good these guys are. Jalen Ramsey is so good, and A.J. Bowie obviously is fantastic. And Jacksonville's D, they don't call them Saxonville for nothing. Those guys can get after the quarterback. They're between their linebackers, their DNs, everybody, even their safeties and their corners, they can get to the quarterback. They're just that good. But don't sleep on Buffalo's defense, okay? Micah Hyde, who has had a fantastic year, has been playing very, very well. I think obviously their defense is not as stellar since Jim Schwartz was leading the team, and the guys like Leotis McKelvin, Stephon Gilmore, and Ronald Darby were there. Seemed like forever ago, but it wasn't. But their defense still is there. I think Micah Hyde is a fantastic safety at the position. Tre'Davious White is definitely showing, and he's definitely having a great year as a rookie and showing no signs of stopping. I like him a lot. I think that was a great pickup by Buffalo. But obviously I'd like to see Buffalo win. It's been so long for Buffalo. They deserve it. It's been so long for the Bills Mafia. The Bills it's been so long for them that I would be so sad if they were a one and done team in the playoffs. But to face a team like Jacksonville, it's going to be tough. And I think where Buffalo can win this game is if Shady McCoy is in and he has some sort of resurgence, and he can play at least a couple quarters to maybe through the third quarter, and then maybe if he's hurt and shut him down if there's a lead or something like that. I'm not really too sure, but nobody is talking about how bad, I guess, Jacksonville's offense was. Everyone was saying Blake Bortles was a lock for the playoffs as a quarterback, how he's a fantastic quarterback. He's having a great year. One of his top receivers, in Marquise Lee, has not been practicing. Who knows if he's going to be healthy. Obviously, Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, those guys are non-existent. I mean, guys like Mercedes Lewis and Keenan Cole, whoever these other clowns are. If the only way Jacksonville's winning is if their defense plays stellar. The defense has to play fantastic, and Fournette has to run. But honestly, I don't trust Jacksonville's O-line against the Buffalo front seven that's really, really good. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills in this matchup. I'm really going to take the Buffalo Bills, and I think they do have a chance to win. If Shady is in, let's be honest, if Shady is in and he can rush, like I said, when they rush for over 100 yards, they're 6-0. Okay, it's going to be very difficult to rush against these guys, but when you're playing, it's desperation mode for the Bills. It's win or go home for both of these teams. Okay, so, but I think Buffalo's going to want it just a little bit more, and I think Buffalo squeaks by. I think it's going to be a really, really low-scoring game. I'm going to take Buffalo 10-7. So I took the Chiefs, the Bills, the Falcons, and the Panthers. And a lot of people are going to be, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of other different types of picks. So we'll see what happens. But everyone stay warm, drive safe. It's horrible outside, and go Birds.